It was a rainy October evening when Emily found herself alone in her parents' large, old house. Her parents had gone on a weekend trip, leaving her in charge of the home and their tabby cat Jasper. The creaky, Victorian-era house seemed to groan and sigh with the weight of its own history. The wooden floorboards protesting under her. Emily had planned to spend her evening curled up on the couch, watching a marathon of horror movies. She loved the thrill of being scared, though she knew it was all fiction. But as the rain drummed against the windows and the wind howled through the trees outside, she couldn't shake the uneasy feeling that had settled in her stomach. By 11 p.m., the storm outside had intensified. Lightning flashed, casting eerie shadows across the walls, followed by the deafening crack of thunder. Jasper, who usually loved storms, had retreated under the couch, his wide eyes reflecting the flickering TV screen. Emily was halfway through her third movie when she heard it, a soft, almost imperceptible whisper. She paused the film and listened intently. Nothing, just the rain and the wind. She shrugged it off and pressed play. Moments later, there it was again, louder this time. It sounded like a voice, but the words were indistinguishable. Emily muted the TV, straining her ears to catch any sound. Her heartbeat quickened as the whispering continued, coming from somewhere upstairs. "It's just the wind," she told herself, trying to ignore the gnawing fear. But she couldn't shake the feeling that she was not alone. Gathering her courage, she stood up and grabbed the flashlight her father kept in the drawer by the door. Jasper hissed softly from his hiding place as she made her way to the staircase. Each step creaked under her weight, the sound echoing through the silent house. The whispers grew louder as she ascended, becoming more distinct, though she still couldn't make out the words. She reached the top of the stairs and swept the beam of the flashlight down the hallway. The house seemed to hold its breath. As she moved toward her bedroom, the whispering stopped abruptly. Emily's hand trembled as she reached for the doorknob. She pushed the door open, the hinges groaning in protest, and stepped inside. The room was empty, but the air felt thick, almost oppressive. She was about to leave when she noticed it, the old ornate mirror hanging on the wall. Her parents had bought it at an antique store years ago, claiming it was a piece of history. Emily had always found it a bit creepy, but now it seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy. The whispering started again, louder and clearer, and this time it was unmistakable. Emily. Her blood ran cold as she stared at the mirror. The surface seemed to ripple, and in the dim light she saw a shadowy figure materializing. It was a woman, her face gaunt and eyes hollow, staring directly at Emily. "Help me," the figure whispered, her voice a desperate plea. Emily's scream caught in her throat as the figure reached out from the mirror, her hand passing through the glass as if it were water. The room plunged into darkness as the flashlight flickered and died. Emily stumbled backward, her mind reeling with terror. She turned to run, but the door slammed shut with a force that rattled the walls. Trapped, she could only watch in horror as the figure stepped out of the mirror, her form becoming more solid with each step. The air grew colder, and Emily's breath came in ragged gasps. "Leave me alone," Emily shouted, her voice breaking. The figure paused, tilting its head as if considering her words. Then, with a bone-chilling smile, it spoke again. "You brought me here." Emily's mind raced, trying to make sense of the impossible. Had she somehow summoned this ghostly presence? The figure advanced, and Emily felt an icy grip around her throat. She struggled, but her strength was no match for the entity's supernatural power. As her vision blurred, Emily's last thought was a desperate wish for her parents to come home. The house, now silent, stood as a dark sentinel against the storm, guarding the secrets of what had transpired within its walls. When her parents returned the next morning, they found the house eerily quiet. Jasper was still hiding, and Emily was nowhere to be found. The only clue was the old mirror, its glass shattered, and the faint lingering whisper of a name that would haunt them forever. Emily.